American food with a little bit of that Vietnamese flair. But right next, you're going to be able to check out a place right here in the middle of Hanoi, a very Vietnamese Hanoi. But this place is basically where Canadian culture, Canadian people, and also Canadian ingredients and authentic Canadian dishes all gather. So aren't you excited? Because I totally am. So follow me right now. Great to see you. How are you?
Hi Phoebe, how are you?
Well, tell me a bit about why the event is organized here for the Canadian Gathering this time.
Well, we started about 6 months ago, and we were sitting around in a bar, and we said there's nothing going on for the Canadian community. So Darlene started a Facebook page, and we've just been, every third Friday of the month, we gather at various locations. Lately it's been here at Dawn's, but just to get something out for the Canadian community and bring everyone together.
So tell me about the food here today. What are some of the very Canadian things that you're seeing here today?
Oh, the steak. The steak was the best for me.
Okay, apple pie.
Apple pie, but that was good.
This is the season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, John's been great. Awesome. Yeah, and we've got lots of great stuff.
The Canadian Gathering is just a simple community gathering of Canadians, and it's been held at a few places, but it's been recently held here. And what we do is we bring together the Canadian community, people that are volunteers, teachers, diplomats, business people, and they have an opportunity to come together, share a drink, share some stories, talk to each other, just develop friendships and relationships amongst the Canadians.
It's funny, I can get truffles, but I can't get cheese curds. Cheese curds are
The poutine is a very simple dish that's very typically Canadian. It's basically French fries, gravy, and cheese curds. But because we can't find the cheese curds here, it's a very fresh product that doesn't travel very, very well. And the Canadian Dairy Board doesn't allow export and stuff like crazy stories. So we'll use cheddar cheese, but the cheddar cheese doesn't squeak like the cheese curd does. So we add in some halloumi cheese, which is from Cyprus, and it's a really squeaky, crunchy cheese. So you still have the taste of the cheddar, and you have the squeakiness. And then to further enhance that, we used some truffles, because being a very basic dish, and this is kind of a fine dining restaurant, we'd like to upgrade. And truffles are something that are very delightful, amazing aromas and smells and tastes that are just really, really special. And a poutine is a very simple, basic dish that works with it very, very well. So the truffles really are accented by the simplicity of the poutine.
chứ đủ nóng mà. Đâu người mua như kia mà đâu.
And then the second dish was beaver tail. Now, when I was younger in Canada, there was no such thing as beaver tails, but basically a beaver tail is a donut shaped like a beaver tail, which is an animal that's very traditionally Canadian. So it's a donut that's deep fried fresh. We dredge it in some cinnamon sugar, which is very Canadian. We pipe some maple pastry cream into the donut, so it's kind of a creamy but maple flavor, which is very traditionally Canadian. And then we decorate it with some ice cream and some chocolate sauce and strawberry sauce and serve it with a little bit of fruit and berries.
So I hope that you enjoy the event today and mingle with your Canadian friends. And if there's something you want to say to basically the Canadian or the Vietnamese audience that's really interested in Canadian culture, what is it going to be?
Ready?
Go for it.
Okay. Every third Friday of the month, the Canadians will be somewhere.
Somewhere in Hanoi.
Mostly Dawn's, I think. Yeah. And everyone is invited. And if we don't care if you're Canadian or you just like Canadians or you just know that we are above America on the map. That'll do.
His feelings in Hanoi.
I just came out of a very Canadian environment right back here to my Vietnamese Hanoi. And in this episode, you've not only seen Canadian foods, Canadian tastes, and Canadian ingredients, you've also seen two Canadian chefs who love Vietnamese food, love Vietnam, and also are the agents that introduce Canadian tastes right here to Hanoi, Vietnam. So I've enjoyed this episode a lot because I've had some time living in Canada myself, and I hope you'll join me again next time, and we'll get to see more cuisines, more flavors, more cultures, and more chefs. I'll see ya.